Okay, good afternoon everyone. We're going to do a keychain with a piece of leather, and we're going to use a Peyote Stitch. And we'll have all the directions in the packages. So the first row is usually the hardest. So what I'm going to start out with is using a keychain with a small piece of leather. Just gives you an idea of what we're going to be doing. So we'll take the needle and anchor your leather piece with no knots. I'm not going to knot it. And you need enough thread on there to be able to go round and round and round till the end, because it's harder to reconnect if you're using short thread. Okay, so this is my anchor. I'm going to leave quite a length of a tail. I'll just go to the other side. Do that again, and that's anchored. Then I'll flip it over and go to the other side, and then we can start with the beading. Okay, once I start, I've anchored the thread. I put on a few beads. So I'm going to check, see if it's enough to go around the leather piece. And because it looks like I have one extra, I have to take one off. Should be fairly snug. Oh no, I'm okay. Now we can start the second row. So what you start, and the way they show on a diagram, the first bead, that's your anchor. This gets a bit tricky here, so the thread is single thread. Hold it tight, because I started in the middle. And as the diagram shows, we're going to do, I started in the first one, and that makes the full circle. So I'm going to put in another one, and it's only one bead at a time now. So I miss one. You miss one bead, and you go to the other. And at the beginning of your second row. Because your thread is long, it's going to take a little bit of okay, got that one on. Take your needle and get another bead. In this case I've used blue. Miss one bead and go into the other one. And this is the Peyote Stitch. You do the same all the way around till you come to your third. I've completed the full row, and I'm doing the same way as the diagram is showing. I put it through the first bead. I didn't have any extra like I thought I did, so I'm flush goes into this first bead, and then I skipped that bead, and then I picked up this one. So you go back through, pull your string through, do that again, skip one bead and go to the next, and that's, I'm on my third one. So that's a third bead on my second row. So I'm still on the second row, so I've skipped one and went on to the third one. pull the string and snug it up. Pick up another bead, and if you find out where where your thread is, skip that, go to that next bead. And it looks like we're at the end of that second row already. It'll look like this. You can see that. Okay, so I'm going to start a third row. You can see where the beads are. They're all. Here's my last bead. Find out where your needle comes out or your thread comes out, and then pick up a bead. And the bead that's sticking out is where you go through. And do that again till you finish that row and you start again. Makes it easier to pick up the beads now. If you can keep your string tight, it helps easier to see. Keep track of where your thread is to the last bead. It's very confusing. There's my thread through this to this one. So now the next bead is here. I've got a bead on there, whoops, already. Where am I? And what's getting in the way is this long tail I had from before.